So I feel like we did a really good job at kind of breaking down the pre-inspection process. So I'll just kind of recap. We know in the case where somebody's buying a home, Tyler would help or guide the buyer to pick a home inspector of their choice. When you're working with a seller, you would also do the same and help the seller identify whether or not they wanted to do a pre-inspection. So do you, in terms of where we're going to go next, is really just talking about what I call the big report. Okay, so now let's just say Preston and his team have gone out and done the home inspection report. Typically, you're going to deliver the report electronically, is that right?
Yeah, we promise it by the next morning.
Okay, you promise it by the next morning. Okay,
Correct.
so you go out there, you crawl into the house, you're up in the attic, you're taking pictures, doing all that you need to do. That gets back to the buyer or the seller within 7 days. So what are
within, a lot less than that.
sorry,
And we do
7 hours. That's
yeah,
what
well,
you
we
said.
do also do a visual. We go through all the pictures right there at the inspection. But the written
Okay.
report was the next morning. But if they're there, we show all the pictures right there and explain. They know what's going to be on the report.
Okay, so what would normally be the next step in terms of you communicating the home inspection report with the buyers? What sort of happens next?
So when I communicate with the buyers about the home inspection report, at this point, I would have already done my best to set their expectations for what's important and what is not as important. Because a lot of times the reports can get filled up, many pages filled up with things that are very minor.
Open doors.
Right, but that can still put some fear in a buyer's heart. So I try to focus on the 7 items based on the South Carolina contract that are here. So I'll start from the ground up. So no environmental concerns, the structure should be sound, the plumbing to be functioning properly, the electrical systems to be functioning properly, the heating and cooling systems functioning properly, and the roof to be free of leaks. Anything outside of those 7 is really just cosmetic. Those are the major items that I try to get my buyers to focus on when submitting a repair request. Obviously, you can ask for whatever you want. The seller has the right to say no to whatever they want, but if they were to say no to, fixing a $20,000 foundation repair, then you've got some leeway to make it out of that.
I think Tyler is very smart in what he's doing, and that's what I suggest. I mean, there's a list of things, and you look at these things, and like you said, it's one of the 7. I always say it's like a buffet. Don't fill up on the potatoes and the rice. Go for the shrimp.
I love that. I love it.
There's only so much space in my stomach. I gotta get the high dollar stuff. But I know that's a terrible analogy.
That's a good analogy. It works.
But the thing is, what I think, if you're the seller, they show you this list. My guy found all this stuff. I'm just asking for this.
Right.
Then that is a real olive branch gesture.
It is.
To look. I'm not trying to kill you here,
I'm
but
not
this is reasonable. I mean, certainly the buyer can. I want everything. But remember, if it's a seller's market like we know it is, and they got 8 other bids on this,
Look at another buyer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the problem is, though, we've got these HGTV
Oh Lord.
millennial buyers that expect the house to look like, it was just flipped and flopped, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
Flip and flip.
Flipped and flop, 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 whatever. But, so it is tricky sometimes when you're working with those new buyers, Tyler. It's just, like you said, sometimes it's about setting the expectation.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question. Does the seller always pay for those repairs?
They do not. They do not always pay for those repairs.
Okay, interesting. And then in terms of